You're a mum, you're a mum, you're a busy mum. Come listen to the Busy Mum podcast. Life hacks and inspiration for the busy modern mum.
Welcome to the latest episode of the Busy Mum podcast. Just before we get into this interview, I will be releasing new episodes each Monday morning, just like clockwork. Also, if you don't want to miss an episode, subscribe to my iTunes channel, The Busy Mum Podcast. I'm also on Facebook and Instagram. Just search The Busy Mum and you should find me there. Now, a word from our sponsor. Do you find that you hop in the shower, you're enjoying the lovely hot water dripping down all over your body, relaxation, no interruptions from the kids, and you think, yeah, I'm going to shave my legs now. You just pick up your razor and it's in just the most rubbish condition. It's rusted, it's full of soap scum or shaving cream, or even your husband has grabbed it and shaved his face and not cleaned it out. Gross. But you clean it out a little bit, you give it a go, and you end up cutting your legs, and now they look worse than when they were just a little bit hairy. Well, now thanks to Pins, the latest and greatest women's leg shaving company, you can have them delivered straight to your door. New razors all the time. But not only do they have razors with 6 blades plus 4 extra cartridges in the pack, but they also have a clear shave gel, which is slippery as hell and moisturizes to boot. The gel also allows you to see exactly what you are shaving, which is great for those pits and private bits. I've been using them now for at least 6 months and am loving it. Check them out at www.pinnspins.com.au. And don't forget to use the Busy Mum podcast code, BusyMum, to get 15% off your first purchase. Welcome, Kristy, to the Busy Mum podcast. How are you this morning?
I'm good, thank you.
That's great. Can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Sure. I'm 37. I am a mum of 2, but more about me. I'm a bubbly person. I love being around people. I'm a great reverse parker, funnily enough. And on a side note of my occupation, I've previously been a flight attendant, and I still currently hold that position. I'm just on maternity leave at the moment, but while I've been on maternity leave, I'm endeavouring to open a cafe, which is happening next week. So we're right in the middle of the chaos right now. And I have 2 small babies. They're Jasmine, who's 3 years old, and Brooklyn, who's 2 years old.
Wow. You're the same age as me, by the way.
Oh, really? Yes.
Yeah. Yes, you are. But I'm turning 38 soon, so I'm getting closer to 40.
I know. What's the date of your birthday? Is it this year?
It's the 4th of November.
Oh, it is, yes.
Gifts are acceptable.
Yeah. Yeah. In liquid form by any chance?
Yeah, and high-quality face creams.
Yes.
So you're on maternity leave and you've decided to open up a cafe.
Yes.
That is so different, right? I mean, well, one's like a cafe in the sky, I suppose.
Yeah, it's such a crazy thing to consider. We're at the point we are now, but initially the idea came from not having a space where we could go to have a nice coffee and a nice breakfast and bring our kids along too. So I actually asked my next door neighbour, who our daughters are 7 weeks apart, and I said, "Oh, do you want to open a cafe with me?" And she said, "Yeah, actually I do." And she had been made redundant in her position as a graphic artist. And I've got the background of being a flight attendant with the hospitality skill and the people skills. So we said, right, let's create this space. So it's a baby cafe, babies from 0 to 5, beautiful play space. And the funny thing is, it's got nothing to do with kids. It's about the mums and the dads and the caregivers of children. So we want to bring the anxiety down.
Yeah, of course.
Keep everybody saying yes, so that's what it's about.
And you're based in Adelaide, is that correct?
Yes, that's right.
And what's the name of the cafe that you're opening?
It's called Stork Studio.
Stork Studio. And what's the address so all my Adelaide listeners can go?
It's in Durnan Court, so it's on Lower North East Road, 831 Lower North East Road, Durnan Court.
I'll also put that in the blog post as well. So that's very daring to go and ask your next door neighbour to go into business with you. Like, what have you guys got a contract written up, or how did you go about that?
Yeah, it's funny you should say. So we had to get a great team of people around us because this is something that we've never done before. So we had to get a good solicitor. We needed a good accountant, and we also endeavoured to get a lease negotiator for us as well, because a massive part of it is just finding a space to lease. And then the solicitor said to us, "Okay, I understand your story and you've only known each other for 2 years, so let's get something in place for you should one want to go the other way or do something." So watch this space. We actually haven't got our contract written up because we've been so busy concentrating on this. But yes, a contract will come into play when we decide, when we talk about the conversation of the questions, should one want to walk away or be a silent partner or so forth. But yes, it is the right move to do.
Mm-hmm. And are you going to be hiring people to run the cafe, or do you envisage that you'll take some shifts and then she'll also take some shifts as well?
Yeah, so at this point, Adrian and I, we're just going to be running it together with another employee. So we've just had some interviews this morning. So primarily looking for a barista. And then as we grow, we hope to extract ourselves of the front of service and then, watch from the outside and see where the business needs to grow. We've invested a lot of money, and I think my husband is hoping for a little bit of a return there. And he also wants to know that I can come home of the night, so he doesn't want to be here full time all the time. So, yeah, that's the idea there. We will employ one employee to begin with, and then more down the track.
So what does this mean for your career as a flight attendant? I know you're on maternity leave, but are you looking to go back to that, or do you reckon that's kind of done and dusted?
Yeah, okay. So this is putting it out there because this is going out public.
Not for a few weeks yet, so.
Okay, good. So I am due to return back to work October 8th. They've held my position for me, so I've just asked for another extension. And to be perfectly honest with you, I would love to go back. I love flying. It's been such a great career for me for the last 16 years, and I'm international now too, so I do the Los Angeles runs, and I just don't know whether I can go back or not because of the business, but because of my babies. They're 2 and 3 years old. My husband's a pilot as well, so having both of us away at the one time, I think that's just a bit much on them. And so I think if they give me another extension, hopefully I'll answer that question next year.
Yeah.
And see where we're at. Yeah.
Maybe you could get a live-in au pair if you do decide to go down that route, because then at least someone's there.
Yeah. Actually, funny you should say that. We're looking into that at the moment, just because of the cafe opening and needing to be here more than required as an initial business setup, as you need to be. So, we're looking at that at the moment.
I interviewed another lady who's now a digital marketer that opened up a cafe, and she ended up selling the cafe because it wasn't the right lifestyle decision for herself. But I think her main takeaway from it was that there was a lot of prep involved in the cafe, but she was doing it by herself as well.
Okay. Yeah, there is a lot of prep involved, especially if you want to make your own food. So, we're starting off on a soft opening, so we'll have banana breads, raspberry breads, and then we'll just do gourmet sandwiches and poached eggs in the morning. But, actually, we had our menu decided before going to our suppliers, and now we've gone to our suppliers. They've sort of tapped us on the shoulder and opened this whole new world to us, saying, no, you don't have to make that from scratch, and it comes. It's just amazing what they pre-package these days. We do want to stay fresh, but to give you an example, like smashed avocado on sourdough with your poached eggs. Smashed avocado comes in this little frozen packet, and it's done, and it's got all herbs and spices in it to make it super yummy.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yes. Hollandaise sauce comes in like a carton of milk, and you just heat it up. And there's so many things out there that's already done. And look, I'll be honest, it took the edge off and made us a little bit more confident in what we were doing. But certainly, we still want to stay fresh as a cafe, and to our customers to give them a nice breakfast and a nice lunch. Yeah.
And I think if the products still taste good, so you're obviously going to be doing taste testings, before serving it. But if it still tastes good and you don't have to prep it as much, I don't see the problem in it.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So there are some things that we can purchase that we can add flavours to, a bit of lemon juice, fresh lemon and so forth. And that's, as long as it still tastes good. But a Thermomix, I don't know if you know much about Thermomix. But
well, I know what it is, but I don't have one.
Okay, so that's sort of, I'm not a rep for Thermomix, I'll just make clear as well. We're mainly going to be an appliance kitchen, and so we won't be having hot oil to make hot chips, so forth. But the Thermomix is it's amazing. You just put all the ingredients in, and it just makes it into whatever you're after. So hollandaise sauce is what I'm talking about before. It just comes out perfectly, and I don't have to sit there and watch and stir and so forth. So yeah, it's changed our world there as well.
Are you going to look into soups as well, like when it comes back around to winter time, because that's always a good one?
Always a good one, yeah. I love a good potato and leek or pumpkin, absolutely.
Yum. I know also, I was going to mention this before, do you know who Gary Vaynerchuk is?
No, I don't.
Okay, so he's like a digital marketer over in the States, and he interviewed a guy who had run lots and lots of restaurant chains before. And in this interview that I listened to, I can't remember all the details, but I'll try and find it, put it in the blog post and also send it to you. He was giving advice for restaurateurs on how to get the customers to keep coming back.
Okay.
And having little, because there's, you buy 10 coffees, get one free, or you just remember the regulars as well. And he had a method on how to remember everyone who came in and what they ordered and how to give them that really personalised service for the next time round.
Yes, and it's so important, those little tidbits, if you can remember their name or remember that they had that extra sugar or
the soy mocha chocolata.
Oh my gosh, piccolos, lattes, macchiatos, milk stains. I'm learning about it all right now. It's hilarious. And I'm looking forward to listening to what this guy has to say. But I also read, if you play the right music, like 90s music, so I guess that's sort of our era.
Yep.
People remember that and they get a really good feeling if they've got the right music and they remember that experience and will come back. So, yeah, those little things definitely are key parts to winning the loyalty.
Yeah, absolutely. So just describe for us a day in the life of you.
Oh, okay. So, well, it's changed in this last week. But the day in the life of me is if we start at 7 a.m., so it's my kids usually wake me up and they're good sleepers. I'm really lucky, although Brooklyn does wake during the night for a bottle. 7 a.m., it's shower. It's usually change and nappy first thing because that's always fun. And then, just dress the kids, or feed the kids first and then dress them. And then we're usually out the door by 9 a.m. But this week, as I said, it's been much earlier. So I've been out the door at 7:30. And then all this week has been, interviewing, prepping food, and drinking lots and lots and lots of coffee, making lots of phone calls. And then by the time 3 o'clock comes, I've still got reps knocking on the door going, can we just take a picture, or I just wanted to drop this off, and I'm trying to get out the door to either go and pick up the kids from care and then home. My nighttime routine starts from usually 4:30, 5 o'clock dinner's on the table. The kids are fed usually by 5:15, and we're in the bath, and that's our settle down period. I get to read them books, or Jasmine, we started doing some handwriting with her, tracing letters, and then 7 o'clock's bedtime, but usually that's between 7 and 8, that settling period. And then it's my time again, so I usually pour myself a glass of wine, which I'm sure all the mummies here do. And then it's emails or whatever I've got to attend to from the day. I'm preparing for the next day as well. That's so I can go to bed without stressing about what I have to do the next day. If I can prepare for the next day before I go to bed, then hopefully I can get a decent night's sleep. Yeah.
It's always good when you get a decent night's sleep.
Oh, yes.
I'm still yet to wake up refreshed from my decent night of sleep, though. I feel like I've got such a sleep deprivation, like from years and years of being a mum, that when am I going to catch up? I don't think I will.
So your sleep dep is just to the max. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
It's like 9 years of it, so I'm like, okay.
Because you've got 3 babies?
No, just 2 babies, a 6-year-old and a 9-year-old.
Oh, right. Oh, wow. And how are they sleeping now? Are they good?
My 6-year-old is she sleeps so well. Like, you put it down, read her story, and she's like out of it. But my 9-year-old, like, she can stay up till 11 o'clock sometimes. She's just such a night owl and has trouble sleeping. But once she gets to sleep, she's pretty good. But she fluffs about a lot. You know, I just need to do this. I need to go to the toilet. I need to brush my teeth again. I need ice blocks in my water. You know, every excuse under the sun.
Yes, yes. And Jasmine's the same, and she's only 3. Gee whiz, but I lay down with her now, and she has this funny thing where she'll start licking her lips and swallowing, and then the first yawn comes, and then I know there's 2 more yawns after that, and she's done. So
oh wow, that's so good.
I sit there and I start like yawning myself to try and induce her yawns.
I love it.
What do you think we do? Yeah.
And what's the best advice you've received so far?
Best advice I've received so far. Oh goodness. Look, every day I've got some good friends around me, and they just say to me, be kind to yourself. And that's, we pack our days so full, and especially if you're a business mum as well. And, you know, we all, the cultures before us were, talk about, you know, they had tribes of people around them raising their babies. And I just, I take away, just be kind to yourself. So, giving yourself that little bit of space every day, whether it be blocking off a 30-minute window so you can have a coffee, or doing something nice for yourself. That's probably the best advice I've been given. Yeah, it's
good advice. I mean, I'm starting to get kinder to myself, and I am giving myself those little breaks and those coffee catch-ups with my girlfriends. Whereas before, like, my standard answer would be like, oh, sorry, I've got to work. Sorry, I've got to work. But now I'm like, okay, I've got to take just a little bit of time for me.
Yeah. No, it's important. You've got to, fill yourself up a little bit, and then you better giving more to your kids or hubby or the people around you. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And when you're at night having a glass of wine and relaxing, are you currently like reading any books, or do you have a favourite Netflix or Stan show?
I would love to read a book. Oh, my goodness. I have to go on a holiday to read a book. Like, it just doesn't happen. If I get to indulge in Netflix, mind you, I just recently got onto Apple TV, so I'm fast-tracking Bold and the Beautiful. So I watch that at 10:30 at night. But otherwise, favourite Netflix is just Suits. I long for when the new season comes out. I know everybody's watched it, but it's just my favourite. Harvey Spencer. Oh, he's great. I said Harvey Spencer. Oh my gosh, that's my maiden name is Spencer. Look, technically I want to marry him. I'm Spectra.
You've already claimed him.
Yes. When I have to take this quick story. On the day I was giving birth to Brooklyn, one of my really close friends, she sent me a photo of Harvey Spectra, and it had this little quote, and it said, "You've got this, Spencer." And it just gave me the biggest oomph to go and get into labour and have this baby.
Oh my goodness, yeah, giving birth is it's pretty bloody hard.
Oh gosh, yes.
That's funny. So you're obviously cooking a lot more now that you're going to be opening a cafe. Do you have any like go-to meals for home?
Oh, look, again, it's a Thermomix. It just whips up this macaroni and cheese. So everybody's done macaroni and cheese. This particular one comes with, all your veggies and your white sauce, but the key ingredient is mustard powder. The Keen's little old school jar of mustard powder. Put a teaspoon of that in it. It is the most delicious macaroni and cheese you've ever had in your life.
Does that turn it into like the adult mac and cheese though?
Yeah, it does. My kids love it. They scoff the whole lot, veggies and all. And I thought they would turn their nose up, but it doesn't give off. You sort of have it and you're like, what is in this? It's really yummy, but you can't pick it. And that's what it is. So that's, a little recipe there. But otherwise, I'm just getting good at a few different things like beetroot scrambled eggs and, frittatas, those sort of things. Yeah, yummy stuff.
Oh, wow. Can I tell you a little secret?
Yeah.
My kids have never actually had mac and cheese.
What? It just hasn't been on your repertoire?
No, like they have spaghetti. But we've just never done the mac and cheese. I think like my eldest has only just started eating cheese, and my young one's like, cheese, I'm not having that. My kids are extremely fussy. But I remember going once to, I think it was Nobu or Nubu or something, a really fancy restaurant, and me and my husband ordered the mac and cheese, and it cost like, I don't know, $30 or something ridiculous. And we were like, this is the best mac and cheese we've ever had.
Oh, that's hilarious. So that was like the cheapest thing on the menu?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
You always get a few cheap ones and then a couple of expensive ones, and you're like, okay, we can't have dessert.
Yes. My husband and I, he knows me now that I always order, if he orders, say, to the value of $24, then I always go under that. I don't know why. It's just a silly thing. I live it.
Okay, so what is one area of your life you would like to improve?
One area I'd like to improve. Gee whizzy, got me on the spot. One area I'd like to improve, just to have, I think, more time, and that's, it's time management. And when I say more time with my family and more time, for myself. And it's going to happen, and I know that it's me having to set that up for myself. But that's definitely more time.
More time. And do you have any daily hacks to make your life run smoother?
I do. I think I speak about being kind to yourself and making sure that I don't have too many silent rules for myself. And a silent rule is, being out the door by 9 a.m. or getting 2 loads of washing done before 4:30 in the afternoon. And, the silent rule is if I don't do that, I get really down on myself. But just to not, it's my rule, so it's okay if I break it. And, my hacks for the day are just, getting prepared for the night before. I do little things like put the kids in the car, and then that gives me 5 minutes to run around, collect their drink bottles, do what I need to do to get out the door. I think we've all done that, haven't we? Anywhere.
We have we have a garage. When my kids were little, we had a driving garage, and if they were asleep and it wasn't too hot outside, I would just leave them in the car with the door open, and we had an internal door to go into the house, so I'd have all the doors open, and rather than waking them up, I would just let them sleep, and I'd go in and check on them.
Yes, super easy. And then they're safe. You know that they're safe. They're
safe. They're not too hot. Yep. All of that, all that good stuff.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, no, that's good. My old house, we had that, but we're currently living with my mother-in-law, so we're parked out in the driveway at the moment because there's a million cars.
Oh, no. Oh, goodness. Okay, so we've got 3 quick questions, and then I'll let you get on with your day and your prep for your cafe. Question number 1, what websites have you signed up to recently that you actually find value in receiving their emails?
Okay. So, gee whiz. I can't remember what I answered for this one.
Do you want me to read it to you?
Yeah.
You said, okay, if the weather would email me, that's the only thing I would take interest in daily.
Okay. Yes, if the weather could email me every day, it makes or breaks your day. Is it going to be okay, a perfect example is today is 26 degrees. Tomorrow is 13. It's going to bottom out. So if it could just wake up and tell me or email me, that just makes everything easier.
It does. My kids now always check the weather. Always.
Yeah.
Before they get dressed, they're like, Mum, I just need to check your phone to see what the weather's doing. I'm like, okay.
There you go. Yeah. See, it's setting their day up as well. Yeah.
So it starts from a very, very young age.
It does.
What's one piece of advice you would give your pre-baby self?
Just to enjoy life. Goodness me. If I could go back and tell myself that all of this was going to happen, I wouldn't have worried about it so much. And I think that prior to babies and prior to being married, I was always worried about if this would all happen. And, you know, I had I still have a great life with my husband. My life before was, especially being a flight attendant, I would get off the flight from Los Angeles and I'd have, maybe a week off. So I would jump straight on the plane to Bali and I'd be there for 3 days and I'd come back again. And I was just party hopping, but I had a great life. Oh, I was getting up at 6 a.m., going for a run. I haven't run since I had kids. It has not happened apart from running around after them. But yeah. I would say enjoy your life. You have a great life and it's all coming to you. That's exactly what I would say.
And the final question, what is the most useful and useless baby item you have?
Oh, yeah. Okay. So, yeah, the most useful was Panadol. Oh, my goodness. When I have my first baby, you can't, when you're in the hospital, and it's probably put a disclaimer, like, don't do this if you don't think you should do it. But in the hospital, I didn't have enough Panadol because I was sore. So I got my husband to bring in some Panadol after having a natural delivery. And, I just always need some Panadol at hand. Very useful, very, very useful to get through your day. And then most useless was that amber necklace. I spent $70 or $100 on an amulet that was going to, stop my feeling pain of teething and dribbling, and it didn't do any of that.
I always
dribbled.
I was always a bit confused about those necklaces because I thought, what if they break?
Yeah, exactly. And is it going to strangle her?
Choke, ridiculous.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's one of those things that sort of catched on and people love it. Yeah, but I didn't get anything out of it.
Except a useless item.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being a part of the podcast today, Kristy. I've really enjoyed speaking with you.
Oh, good. Thank you.
Thanks for listening to the latest episode of the Busy Mum podcast. Don't forget to let your friends know and also subscribe to the iTunes channel and also my socials if you want to see what I'm getting up to. A brand new episode is out every Monday morning, just like clockwork.